Charlie said no to Bibi. I believe, in fact, I know that towards the end, Charlie was fighting for custody of himself. I want to say that. I want to say that plainly. And there are lies that are being told and they need to be slapped down right now. Personally, Bibi, I would have appreciated if you guys used all of your spyware, you've been spying on us for years, to maybe track down the killer. But I guess this is where you thought it was best to do a little propaganda for Israel would be better than us helping us track down the killer. And I know that Charlie was offered a ton of money in this moment. Charlie said no to Bibi because our sources and what we have, it's solid. Okay. There were conversations that took place, messages that were sent at that time, and they are solid. So it seems like maybe there's a little more to the story. No, there definitely is a little bit more to the story. First and foremost, that letter he is holding up, he is severely misrepresenting. Those sentences are real, but I am calling upon Bibi Netanyahu, the dear friend to Charlie Kirk, to publish the letter's entire contents. Like, don't start with just 2 sentences. Publish the entire thing.
She talks now about the people who have been in mourning, and she thinks that one person is taking it too much. Bibi Netanyahu is acting like the widow, despite the fact that he has wars going on. And I saw that.
There's one person who's been out there acting like he is a widow, just saying the absolute most, tweeting first about what happened to Charlie, following it minute to minute, and doing hits in a foreign country, right? Like making time to do hits on Fox News, 2 of them. Bibi Netanyahu who's fighting, I think, like an 84 front war with everyone, made a lot of time for Charlie Kirk. You would have thought they were the best of friends, as close as him and Trump were.
And she also mentioned that during Erica Kirk's speech, she did not hear Bibi Netanyahu's name. So Bibi Netanyahu shouldn't be doing what he's doing.
But I will say I don't recall Erica mentioning Bibi Netanyahu in her speech.
But if we're going by that same standard, Candace, I didn't hear your name. And that was the reason I actually went to watch the speech, because I wanted to hear if your name was mentioned. Then I told myself, if her name was mentioned, believe me, she will have it there. Because that's somebody who is telling us about contacting Kanye West during her grieving moment to ask him about the song and why she and her friend were using it. And I said, by the standard you have said, baby girl, I didn't hear her thank you. She thanked everyone, even the grassroots workers. She didn't remember you, who was one of the people who started with her husband and supposed best friend. So I don't know. You set up the standard. I know Candace fans will be in the comment section screaming, I didn't set up the standard, she did. So please keep your comments. Bibi has been having so many interviews from Fox News to there, to there, to there. It's surprising to me. Sir, you're fighting a full-blown war. I remember the last time he had a 30-minute interview with Officer Tatum, saying all the nonsense he said there. And Officer Tatum sat there nodding like a beautiful baby girl. I was asking myself, when does he have the time to do these interviews? But when Charlie Kirk passed away, Bibi had so much time. He had time on his hand, and that I agree with Candace on. He had so much time. And she says that Bibi Netanyahu, in those interviews, is not saying the truth. That there are certain contexts that Bibi left out, which she wants us to know about. For example, she says that Bibi Netanyahu mentioned a letter which he held up, but he has not released the full letter, which she wants him to release because there is more context there. She also mentions about a phone call Bibi said he had with Charlie. And this is the thing. She believes that call was not a lawful call, same as she believes that the letter sent to Bibi were not like a love letter to Bibi to tell Israel how much Charlie loves Israel.
And I know for a fact that Charlie denied that funding. That Charlie denied, and what Bibi didn't include there, he declined to go to Israel for, I would describe this as like, re-education camp. We've seen it. You made an uh-oh, but we can help you. We just need you to come out to Auschwitz and take a picture. Yeah. We just need you to come to the Holocaust Museum and take a photo.
She believes both of those things were under duress, and there's a lot of context there that Bibi is leaving out. Now, we will talk about the call soon. She mentions now that this call came as a result of what? When Charlie started changing his mind about certain issues. when Charlie started talking about seeing Israel differently or asking questions about it, a lot of people started having problems with what Charlie was saying. And it came to a head when Charlie invited Tucker Carlson to his event of Turning Point USA and had Tucker Carlson make a speech. And why Tucker Carlson was making that speech, Tucker Carlson said something very interesting about a particular important person. And that person is Bill Ackman. I hope I pronounced this name right. If I didn't, I apologize. It's not intentional. My accent, tongue, and background has a way of making my tongue sound a certain way. So she says that Tucker said something about Bill Ackman, saying that where did he get his billions from? How did he become a billionaire? Now, he mentioned that because of that particular incident, that turning point event, Charlie Kirk was called up by his bosses. That is who the billionaires who are investing in Turning Point USA, the people who are investing in his campaigns and works and things like that, because they expect loyalty to them and to Israel, or always worshiping Israel, allegedly. All of this alleged. Now, what happened is that when they did that, they called him up in the Hamptons where he was having a couple of events, and they told him, you need to come. And he went there. And Candace insinuates that going there was not like a lovely event they were having, all of them together. No, that going there was something that was orchestrated like an intervention to call Charlie Kirk to order, to tell him, hey, you have to behave yourself. You're going off the rails. Behave yourself. You're going off the rails. Yeah, you did a one oopsie, but right now we think you need to get back on track. And then they told him that's when they called Bibi. And Bibi scolded him or something like that. And then Bibi told him, well, given you've done it oopsie, you probably need to come to Israel to make like take a few pictures in front of a memorial or something to prove that you're still loyal to the cause. And Candace alleges that during that time, during that intervention, Charlie Kirk rejected all of the offers given to him to make things right with Israel and all his sponsors. And also Charlie Kirk rejected going to Israel. But on Bibi's interview, Bibi made it sound like, oh, there was a chance that Charlie was supposed to come to Israel, and Charlie has always loved Israel, and it's such a wonderful time. The guy even said Charlie came and had lunch with his son. The details people throw out to prove how much they loved someone or how much close they were with someone. This is something I always say. Whenever I ask someone how close, or I'm watching you try to tell us how close you are to someone, when you start spewing out certain details that are not necessary, it tells me you are trying too hard to prove your friendship with that person, which tells me the friendship might not be as it is made out to be. And that includes a lot of people here, including Candace. I don't know. It's just my mind going off on that. It's the same feeling I had when Bibi was telling me about, oh, when Charlie came to Israel, his son and all of that, they had lunch together. Well, Candice alleges that all of those things were under duress. None of it was such a beautiful thing. And there is something else that Candy made, that after the Turning Point USA event, Charlie started receiving threatening messages and nasty texts from those particular sponsors, threatening him and things like that. And threatening him about Tucker Carlson and her, Candace Owens, but especially Tucker Carlson. And when she said that particular sentence of things about Tucker Carlson and her, Candace, but especially Tucker Carlson, my mind went to, maybe it was just Tucker Carlson, but given my good girl wants to roll her name into it, she will now make it like, I am part of it. I don't know. It's just, Candace has a way that she places things in the way that if you don't really look at exactly the way she places things, you will get derailed to a certain place. I do know that, yes, she has been very good friends with Charlie. They were amazing friends. But also, there is also the chance that friendship reduce because after a while, Charlie has had a different relationship when it comes to Israel other than Candace. Candace used to be the same, but then Candace started changing, and Charlie did not change the same time as her. And I think they had a fallout there. Now, it is true that I've seen videos of Charlie just before the incident that happened, him questioning things about Israel. Yes, of course, it makes sense. And it's possible that, yes, Charlie did not want to go back to Israel to dance Kumbaya. And it's also possible that Charlie was now looking at Israel in a certain way. But it is also possible that the friendship was not as much as they're trying to sell it to us. Because when you have to point out certain things to prove your friendship, when you have to, I don't know, it gives me trying too hard. It's the same like the speech. The way she was crying, Erica, it was giving me trying too hard to make you know I'm crying. My opinion only, honestly, don't take me serious. Like I've said, everything here allegedly. Like Candace said, she told her friend Charlie that he is too smart to be a Protestant. So I want to ask all the Protestants in the house, is it that Protestants are dumb and only Catholics are smart? Just a question. And also, she says that Charlie was praying the rosary just before what happened. And then the next minute she flips and tells me that Charlie was a Christian. I don't understand. Is there a difference between him being the Christian he was and him praying a rosary? Or if he doesn't pray a rosary and become a Catholic, does that make him less of a Christian? Because I thought Catholics were also Christian.
Was definitely on the brink of changing some of his perspectives. And I can tell you factually, Charlie was praying the rosary. Charlie was going to Mass. One of my last conversations with Charlie was me joking with him saying, just make the last step, okay? You are, I said specifically, you're too smart to be a Protestant. Just take the last step, Charlie. He says, ha ha.
I am just asking simple questions. Like Candace always say, just asking questions, because you can't tell me that somebody is too dumb to be a Protestant. Is too smart to be a Protestant. That means Protestants are dumb. And second, you tell me the person is a Christian, and then you tell me that the person was trying to be Catholic. I think Candace's infatuation with her husband's ideologies are really bringing out the worst in her. I don't know. Because her husband is so Catholic oriented. And since she transformed to Catholicism, it feels like any other Christian who is not a Catholic feels less than a Christian in her eyes. That's just the way it's not me who said it. She said it herself.
You're too smart to be a Protestant. Just take the last step, Charlie.
And she said something very interesting here, which I think she has to pay in mind when she's saying certain things. She said Charlie Kirk had one wife.
Charlie had just one wife.
Candace, are you sure you remember that? Remember it, please. Okay.